Mainland Chinese cinema is bloated with youth romances wallowing in 90s nostalgia, yet this pivotal stage in life has never appeared as pure, beatific and cruel as depicted in Youth, the latest from Chinese box office king Feng Xiaogang. Tracking the tempestuous fates of a People's Liberation Army PLA dance troupe from the Cultural Revolution to the 90s, the film serves as a paean to idealism and endurance, yet the word heartbreaking comes to mind scene after scene. Even if China's millennials has no time for the vintage subject, a large contingent of older viewers who collectively share Feng's sense of nostalgia should lend the epic heartfelt support. On the other hand, the film's long 146-minute running time and seeming glorification of the military may influence overseas reception. Without the technical contrivances of I Am Not Madame Bovary, Feng employs traditional craftsmanship to draw a sweeping historical canvas with profound human upheavals that mirror virtues and flaws of the Chinese people, without ever losing sight of the personal experiences that he dramatizes with such acute sensuality. The narrator Sweezy Zhangchuk-si, a stand-in for screenwriter Yan Zheling The Flowers of War and Coming Home, whose semi-biographical novel was the film's literary source, belongs to a military dance troupe stationed in the Great Southwest. However, the central figure is actually Xiaoping Miao Miao, whose father has been branded a rightist and thrown in a re-education camp. She is recruited from Beijing by the good-looking and kind-hearted lead dancer Lu Feng Huangzhan. The pristine surroundings of their training center and dreamy soft focus that accompanies the young dancers whenever they rehearse revolutionary ballets exude a rarefied atmosphere that reinforces how privileged the troupe is, shielded from hunger, violence and backbreaking labor at the height of the Cultural Revolution. And yet, a hierarchy based on political pedigree is firmly in place in this so-called classless society. Zhuan Li Zhaofeng, the daughter of a general and hospital supervisor, is the queen bee. Ding Ding Yang Kaiyu scores with her looks, while Mongolian Drolma Sui Yuan plays her ethnic minority card. Xiaoping's blemished parentage condemns her to the bottom of the ladder, and most of the drama revolves around her being picked on, as when she is shamed for slipping into Xuan's army uniform to pose for a photo. It is not until the late 70s, after the fall of the Gang of Four, that Xiaoping reveals why she took that photo. The reason, which has nothing to do with vanity or patriotism, is heart-wrenchingly personal. While the film is unabashedly romantic in its evocation of the dancers' physical beauty and innocence, a furtive sensuality ripples beneath the surface of their cloistered lives, as in a locker room scene when the girls' lingerie glisten with water droplets, or when Ding Ding has a tryst with a soldier who spoon-feeds her orange marmalade in a dark alley. As a sign of changing times, foreign imports that trickle in, like flowers and band songs of Taiwanese pop star Teresa Tang, stir up repressed desires and promise unknown pleasures. In a dark twist on the relaxation of sexual mores, Feng's untimely confession of a long-held crush has disastrous consequences, exposing not only the obscene prurience of senior army officers, but the hypocritical morality of his once adoring comrades. This allows the plot to segue to the Sino-Vietnam border wars in the 80s. Recalling his Civil War drama assembly, Feng shoots the battle scenes as propulsive spectacles of bloodshed, making one realize what an idyllic bubble the protagonist's vocation was. The film's ubiquitous display of military regalia and the characters' odd veneration of the PLA ostensibly smacks of jingoism, but the colossal human sacrifices depicted, and eventual unceremonious phasing out of the troupe as their propagandist function wanes, demonstrate Feng's subtle departure from the conventions of main rhythm government-endorsed cinema. This is most discernible in the case of Feng, whose altruistic character earned him the nickname Lei Feng, a legendary model worker upheld as a Chinese counterpart of the Soviet Stakhanov. Ironically, his endeavor to live up to that name is presented as delusional. As Sweezy comments, he yearned to be a martyr so that his ordinary life could become heroic history, sporting a cleanse haven image as Feng Huang projects the aura of someone always under a halo, but humanizes his role in the latter half with an outburst of bitter emotions. The one who draws the most sympathy is Xiaoping, who struggles stoically to rise above her misfortunes. Though Feng refrains from sentimental treatment, he orchestrates two dance set pieces that are wonderful to behold and deeply cathartic, even as they serve as a veiled criticism of authorities through Sweezy's conclusion that the collective abandoned her. The epilogue, set in Hainan in 1991, is arguably too drawn out, yet it's an unconventional inversion of the Chinese youth nostalgia formula in which grassroots protagonists all become corporate execs and entrepreneurs. Instead, the scene is decidedly downbeat, as the pearls stay downtrodden while the offspring of party elites rule the neo-capitalist market in the age of reform. Production values are generous without seeming overly lavish. Feng's regular DP Luo Pan's stately cinematography works wonders with a green color palette that evokes the freshness of youth amid the sea of khaki uniforms, luxuriant foliage and grasslands from its Yunnan and Qinghai settings. Production and costume design by Shi Haiying are immaculate, instilling elegance to the humble simplicity of early communist-era decor and paraphernalia. The score by Zhao Lin, Dai and Zhao Fei reflects the heavy orchestral tenor of the period's state music, while the mournful theme song, whose lyrics reference the Chinese title Fragrant Youth, encapsulates the film's theme.